Here's a story. Now, I accidentally just did this a lifelong conversation. It flows so well. It's not going to flow so well this time, is it? So, let's get this out of the way a bit. I hope that's recording okay. I have known people in the services. My dad was in the army, sergeant. He was intelligent in the intelligence corps, in the British Army and the Indian Army. I've known people that were pathway into the Second World War. I've known pilots from the First World War. I worked with these two people from those wars. My uncle caught some German prisoners during the Second World War. My best friend, one of his uncles was in Monte Cassino, crying, told me about it. His dad was in a prison war camp. His mum escaped from Russia, from Siberia. And I went to school where half my class were Polish, so there were stories to tell. And I've always felt for the Jews and what happened to the Jews in the Second World War. It's hurt me since I was a young lad. That's in junior school. I'm not happy what they're doing right now in Gaza though. That's a different story altogether. But anyway, I worked when I was 28 under the manager of this YTS scheme was a retired squadron leader. There was some few things going on there, I believe. I also was I was at college in Aberdeen, and beside me showing a very old-fashioned child's desk. It was actually showing one desk. I was a retired squadron leader, and in my class was also a flight lieutenant. And my uncle's brother-in-law was a jumbo jet pilot. And I knew a wing commander. So I know some people in the services. And a lot of these people that become officers, especially in the Air Force, Navy and Army, they've got there through what I call cheating. And the public get brainwashed dead easily, like they get brainwashed about the boat people, or about politics, which way to vote. It's all controlled by the media, which is controlled by certain people that want you to think a certain way. Likewise, people that have gold medals, they get so much fame and glory. You tell me, somebody that runs a marathon, okay, running a marathon in regular training is pretty difficult. If I run a marathon, if you get a hod carrier is a man that carries the bricks and a hod, to supply bricks to bricklayers. And if you're not a subcontractor who's working all day long in the summertime, believe me, being a hod carrier for one day is far more effort required than doing a marathon. A lot more. Do it every day. I've done things like cleaning out lofts in the summer. If you go in there, brush and pan, and sweep off all the cobwebs and 6 inches of sort of rubbish. I've been in lofts that nobody's been inside for hundreds of years. I cleaned it out. I've had some difficult jobs in the snow and the trenches. Jobs where running a marathon is nothing. It's nothing. The other thing I was saying to one of my children, I said, would you like to have a spell where there could be a slight danger if you were in the services and you go on a station somewhere for 6 months where there's a war or there's terrorists around? But if you work out the odds of being hurt, especially if you're an officer, is so small, would you like to take that risk and have a life of Riley, or spend 50 years of your life in absolute poverty and, I can't remember the word now, I use it a lot, in dire straits, no holidays as such, working manually, maybe stacking shelves, maybe still working as an electrician on site or a plumber on site, maybe getting trouble for it, and you have nothing to look forward to. But if somebody said, well, if you had your life over again and take the chances of being hurt doing some military service, but you're going to have a life on Riley, apart from those 2 or 3 stints where, even then, you looked after well, you could go to a private school, straight to a nice, easy degree, even though you shouldn't be going there because you failed A-levels, but of course if you can get help to get you past A-levels, so get there because you're privileged. Because if you weren't privileged, you had no chance. And then what are you going to do and leave because you've got a degree that's not much good to anybody? And you know that means a bit of work. So what a lot of people do, they join the services. They go to one of the colleges like Dartmouth, they go to a military college, they do a stint over there, they come out as an officer, they have a long, nice, easy life as an officer, they get promoted, they get sent to bases on so-called missions, they retire very early because the governments and these institutions make sure that plenty of people go to these special academies to promote themselves and their friends to high office when it's top heavy, and not slightly top heavy, vastly top heavy. And so when they reach a certain rate, there's nothing for them to do. They haven't got the troops to manage. They're so top heavy. So they send them on degrees, masters, PhDs, send them out to Africa, send them out to places. And if you, I'm going to come back to this, they don't actually have anything to do, but they get paid a fortune, and they cost the taxpayer a fortune, and all the training that's not necessary. Anyway, I asked artificial intelligence this question that I'll post to you in a minute. It's so interesting what it said. By the way, I should have started off this conversation by saying I've known certain things since I was in my early 20s about the way that the world misleads everybody else around it. You don't have to be a smart person to go to Eton or to go to Cambridge or Oxford. You don't. They teach you all you need, like a parrot, to get in there. Things that you don't learn when you're at other universities. They teach you how to be arrogant, and you're supported by the best schooling you can get to get there. And then when you go there, you take a Mickey Mouse degree, like history, philosophy. You don't need to have any knowledge about mathematics. It's a big con. So they go and take a Mickey Mouse degree, and then they go to one of these academies where it's well known, in particular well known for farmers to go there, farmers' sons to go there, and have a life of Riley. They cheat, and you just see what artificial intelligence actually states, what artificial intelligence thinks of them. Not me, what AI thinks of them.